If you use an Android phone or tablet, there's so much value to be gained by linking that device to your Google account. It's really nice to have your bookmarks, browser history, and other Google information synchronized between your computer and Android device. But there are several other services integrated into Android that require a Google account, including the Backup tool and Android Device Manager, which helps you locate a lost or stolen device. We'll talk about the Backup tool a little in this movie, but Android Device Manager is covered in Android Phone and Tablet Security Fundamentals. If you're starting up a brand new Android device fresh out of the box, during the setup process, you'll come to a screen like this, asking if you have a Google account and prompting you to log in. Now, this is what it looks like on a device running Android 5, also known as Lollipop. If you're using a device running an older version of Android, of course this screen is going to look different. But the options are pretty much the same. You've got an option here to create a new account if you do not already have one, or you can enter your email address and go ahead and log in, linking your account to this device. But of course, you could also skip this. You do not have to log into your Google account on your Android device. But if you did skip this, you would lose a lot of features. So I'm going to recommend that you create a new account or log in with an existing Google account. If you've already set up your device and you either skipped the Google login or you don't know whether you've logged in, you should go to the App Chooser and go to Settings. Scroll down a bit to the category for Accounts. I'll tap on that. And I can see a list of the accounts that I've logged into, and currently I do not have an account linked to this device. Now, of course, the menus and the settings options will look different on different Android devices, but basically you just need to go into Settings and find something like Accounts. So since this device is not logged into a Google account, I'm going to go ahead and add an account. I hit Add Account here. I'm going to choose a Google account. And then I'll fill in my information. I'm going to tap on the email address field. I'll hit Next, and then I'll type in my password. And I'll hit Next again. During this login process, you'll be asked if you want to use the Google Backup and Restore tool. This can be a pretty big one. If you enable this, your Android device will back up to your Google account. If you need to replace your device after it's broken or stolen, you can restore your apps and settings to that new device based on your Google backup. So I always like to enable this. So I'll leave that box checked and I'll hit Next. I don't want to link a credit card right now, but you'll need to do that if you're going to use the Google Play Store. I'll just hit Remind Me Later and hit Next. And now my account is all set up. And this is what it looks like in the account settings when you have a Google account linked to your device. So let's look at some options here. I'm going to tap on my Google account. I can see that I'm signed in here. It's got my email address listed here. And if I tap on my email address here, I can see detailed sync options. This is a list of features and tools that are set up to synchronize with your Google account. You can disable any of these options you want, but you'll see that calendars, contacts, Drive, and Gmail are all part of this list. That's really valuable to see. So with those options enabled here in the sync settings, if I open up the Gmail app on my device, and I'll just hit skip here and take me to Gmail, you can see that I'm already logged into my Gmail email account. If I go back to the home screen and I open up the Google Drive app, I'll hit skip here, and I'm already logged into my Google Drive. If I had any documents or other files stored on my Google Drive, I would see those right here. There's also a Chrome app on my phone. I'm going to tap that down here on the bottom row. This is the web browser that's made by Google. I'm just going to hit accept and continue, and I'll just kind of finish through these prompts here. So Chrome is set up to synchronize all of my bookmarks, my browser history, and other sync data to computers and Android devices that I may have set up with my Google account. Here in Chrome, if I hit the little menu button in the top right, and I go to Settings, and I tap on my email address here, I'll tap on my email address again here on the sync page, I can see a list of all of the items that are syncing with Chrome. I could turn off this option to sync everything, and then I could choose to disable any of these options that I don't want to sync. This list is very similar to what we saw in the Chrome browser on a computer in the previous movie. I could also turn off Chrome syncing entirely by hitting the master switch up here at the top of the screen. So that's just a quick look at Chrome. I'm going to hit the back button here until I'm back on the normal screen. I'm going to hit the home button. Now, the Play Store is the Google store for buying apps and music and TV shows and books. My Google account is already tied to the Play Store, but I will need to link a credit card to it if I'm going to make any purchases. Now, of course, there are a lot of free apps on the Play Store, so I can download those without putting in any credit card information. Now, I want to leave this and I want to go back to settings for a moment. So here in the app chooser, I'm going to go to settings and I'm going to go to backup and reset. This is where I can go to manage that backup option that I was talking about earlier. You can toggle the backup on and off here. Finally, if I leave this, go to the home screen and go back into the app chooser, I want to point out that we've been looking at settings here in the app chooser. But there's a separate app called Google Settings, which gives you settings related specifically to the Google account that you've linked with this device. I'm going to go ahead and launch that. Now, we're not really able to get into all of the options here, but you might want to take a look around. Both security and search and now are covered in another course, Android Phone and Tablet Security Fundamentals. There are lots of tools and features that we've introduced here in this movie. A lot of these features are covered in other courses on Lynda.com, but to use those features, you need to have a Google account set up and linked to your Android device. So now you've taken the first step. From here, you should explore these features and check out those other courses.